Today we're going to demonstrate for you proper use of a Leister gun, Leistering the XR5 fabric. This way you guys can work on berm repairs. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out some sample strips. This way we have something to work with. These are just going to be test pieces. Anybody that wants to repair berms should first practice on the fabric. This way we do not burn berm fabric. The whole process starts with your two pieces of fabric during practice. First thing you want to do is get this gloss off the fabric before you try and weld it. There's many methods. A person could use MEK to clean it. A person could use denatured alcohol to clean it. There's also chemical-free methods. You'll have to decide which is the best for your company. People have had success using miracle sponges. The one thing you do want to do is if you're using something abrasive, you do want to get the gloss off. What you don't want to happen is to hurt the integrity of the fabric if the material you're using to clean it is too abrasive. If it does leave any kind of dust or debris on there, you're going to want to clean that off as well before you do your weld. What I'm going to use is just use this denatured alcohol. I'm going to clean this off and try and get that shine off. So, we're not going to let it dry a little bit. Safety is always an issue, so we are going to let it just dry a tiny bit before we go ahead and weld. Now, whenever you do a berm repair, it's always recommended that if you are patching a hole right here represented by this crack, that you would allow at least 2 inches on each side. If you're doing a repair on a berm floor, you'll want to patch the top of it like this. You'll want to turn over the berm. You'll want to take a piece of aluminum and put it in between. This way you don't burn the bottom of the berm. And then you'll want to make a repair on the bottom side of the berm. So in other words, if I have a hole here, we're going to have a patch here, and we're going to have a patch here. Just straighten this out a little bit. It's also recommended that whenever you do a patch, that you always turn around and corner these edges like so. And what you're looking to do is just kind of round these edges. This way you don't have a fray possibility, nothing for it to catch on. Now if you can notice, this berm fabric is now less glossy than the original, because what we've done is we've cleaned off that gloss. Again, if you're using some type of abrasive sponge, and I know different people have different ways they like to do this, you do want to make sure that you haven't rubbed too hard, and this way you're not jeopardizing the integrity of the fabric. Okay, the first thing we're doing here is we're going to turn the machine on, and we're going to show you, you keep this on 6.5 and 7 when you're new as far as the setting. This can get hot. Safety is always an issue. Nobody new doing this should go any higher than 6.5 or 7. The people we have in the shop, they're experienced with this all the time. They do go higher, but again, keep safety in mind. What he's going to demonstrate now is how you get a good weld. The tack down. This is just to hold it in place. Now what you're going to notice here is the gun is underneath, the roller is right after it, and notice the speed where he glides down. All you're doing is melting and rolling on top of it. You should hear a sound where the air, some people call it a whistle, it could be considered a sucking sound. You'll know it when you hear it, and we'll try and record it for you. What he's doing is just trapping the air underneath. That was a good example of the sound right there that you should hear. Notice when this patch is going on, he's not burning the fabric. And it's kind of a touch that you need to develop so you know how quick you have to move this so you don't start burning fabric. Before you let your people patch berms, have them work with the strips, have them be comfortable with it. This way you don't have to cut a bigger hole in the berm and repatch the same area. This is how you practice. Now if you're going to notice, see this fabric, it's not all burned. You haven't, thank you George, you haven't jeopardized the integrity of the fabric. What you can do, if you leave the Leister gun on there too long, yes you'll get a patch, but you'll burn the fabric. That's not the idea. It does take a little practice, maybe about 1 to 2 hours for someone to practice and get comfortable with the Leister gun so you're making a proper weld.
This is probably as good as you're going to get.
There you go. This is what we want when we rip it apart, guys. This means you ripped through that black finish and you went down to the exposed part of the fabric. This is what you want to see. This is a good weld. Thank you for viewing Interstate Products. We can be reached at 1-800-474-7294. Any questions, please contact us. This is just the first part of a series. Let us know if you need more information, and have a good day.